Hi, we're the Huge Movie Fanatics here to do our third Star Trek film, which is Star Trek III, The Search for Spock. Now, this movie suffers from the biggest elephant in the room ever, which is it diminishes the power that the previous film had. It's sort of a reverse Alien 3, if you will. Alien 3 took all of the characters that survived that you cared about and killed them arbitrarily for no reason. And this movie does the opposite of that.
Kills them for a good reason and brings them back for no reason.
Pretty much, yeah. There you have it. And I had only seen this movie once when I was 14. Right after I saw Wrath of Khan, I was like, shit, I'm getting all of them.
After Wrath of Khan, yeah.
Yeah, so I went to the store and I got 3, 4, and 5 of the next batch, and 2 other random movies. So I got 3, and I saw it, and I wasn't impressed in the slightest, because after Wrath of Khan, nothing that comes afterwards can really satiate your Star Trek. And after I finished the movie, I said that to Dad. I was like, "Wow, that was a disappointment." Like at the time, I was like, "It's not bad, but it's not good in the slightest, and I'll never watch it again probably." And then he was like, "Yeah, that was the last Star Trek movie I saw." And
oh wow!
Like that was he saw the first one, he hated it. He saw the second one, he loved it. He saw the third one, and he didn't really like it. And then afterwards, I was sort of bored, so he couldn't really go to the theaters, and he had no interest in really. After the third one, he lost interest.
Okay.
So
he's never seen 4 now, even?
Well, no, things have changed.
Things have changed. Okay, continue.
So anyway, I hadn't seen it again until last year. For the first time since I was 14.
Oh boy.
So that was the first time in 11 years. So I watched it again last year.
Now being...
I really like it. I've watched it a couple of times this year alone. I think it still suffers from the problem of, well, it's not Wrath of Khan. It suffers from the problem of it's bringing Kirk back, or Spock back for no reason. It suffers also from the fact that they realized that Khan had a lot to do with the reception that Wrath of Khan got. We need a villain that's equal. Klingons are evil, let's put one of them in. And then they cast Christopher Lloyd as a Klingon, which is really, really strange casting decision. But I mean, he did a fairly good job. He just didn't have the power or performance that Ricardo Montalban had. It just wasn't as much of a character. He wasn't as much of a threat. Even though he actually killed somebody successfully in this movie, he didn't seem like the threat that Khan actually felt like. Khan felt like a threat the entire time.
He was a threat just being all quiet and speaking quiet.
Yeah.
But again, that was, what's his name, director?
Yeah.
Probably.
Christopher Lloyd, I think he's a great actor. Don't get me wrong, but he just didn't really sell it in this one. And so, like, those are the negatives. The positives are this is the movie that has the best characterization of all the characters out of all the movies. I think this is the one that makes that Kirk is the most like Kirk should be. Bones is the most like Bones should be.
Oh, I see. But Spock is not there.
Spock is not there, but when he is, he's very much like Spock should be in his one little scene at the end. Like, all the characters seem pitch perfect. Sulu, with the quiet kind of goofiness, where
oh shit, this is the whole movie where they steal the Enterprise and everything like that. Well, that's not bad.
No, it's not, right? And it's, all that stuff is fantastic. And then, like, Kirk's excellent at the end when the Klingon surrenders himself, and he's like, "I surrendered myself."
And then John Larroquette.
Yeah, and he's like,
"I do not deserve to live."
Yeah, and I don't deserve to live. And he's like, "Do you want me to kill you?" And he's like, "Yes." And then he's like, "Great, I'll kill you later." And then he just walks past him, and I'm like, "That is Kirk. That is Kirk as he should and always be." And so I really have grown to appreciate this one. I think it's a very strong 3-star movie. Could teeter on 3.5, but I'm just going to stick with 3 for the moment. But I really like it. The special effects took a jump from number 2 to 3.
The special effects are fucking amazing in this movie, and this is the first time. Is this the first time we've ever seen that, which we see again in 6? That big orbit thing,
the Deep Space Nine, essentially.
Oh, really?
That's not what it is, but it's the space station. Yeah.
Is that the first
time? The primitive space station.
Is that the first time we?
Yeah, that's the first time you see it.
Because we didn't see it in 2.
You see something similar to it in 2, but it's not.
Yeah,
but it's not huge. This one is is the scale.
That is, and you're right. The visual effects just like whoa, are just like crazy in this movie. Really good.
And Kirk had one of my other favorite moments when he tries to be cool with Christopher Lloyd, the Klingon, and then he's like, even after discovering he kills the boys, he tries to save them. And then as he's teetering over the edge, and he's like, I have had enough of you!
No, I have had enough of you! Or something like that.
Yeah, that is so fantastic. That just makes me laugh every time. But yeah, I thought the movie was just hella enjoyable. I give it 3 stars. I'm going to pass it off to you.
I liked it. I probably watched this more than Wrath of Khan when I was a kid because I don't know. I just didn't find Wrath of Khan that interesting. To me, when I was a kid, I think this is the first one. I may have seen this in the theater. I can't remember. I think I saw this in the theater, and I watched this more when I was a kid than Wrath of Khan. And I guess maybe because there's more going on or something. The thing about them being taken off, because isn't Kirk like demoted or something? He's not allowed to.
He's demoted. Well,
no,
he's questioned about whether or not he's going to be demoted from admiral.
Well, anyway, so whatever reason.
Because it's the 4th one where he's demoted.
The thing I love about this one is that they take something in the second one, which the death of Spock, and if they're going to do a movie where they have a goal to revive him, I think they did it fine. Is there a point? Not necessarily, but I think what they did was great, and they showed the passion for Kirk that he had, to sacrifice everything in his career, as was mentioned in I think the beginning of 4 or something like that. For the friendship, I think was one of the great things about this movie, and the fact that he's going to steal the Enterprise, and the idea of that was just great because all you've seen of him is just him being the captain. He's supposed to be there, and the fact that they're going to, they have that talk at the bar, and he's like, he said, no, I'm therefore going anyway, and just like you said, that's Kirk, and getting these crew members, these people that we know, and whatever his name is, Scotty and Sulu and Chekhov and stuff, to go do it, and the idea of stealing the whole ship, just those however many people, 4 or 5, it's just like so cool taking it. All you are is just these few people up in the bridge, and you've taken this whole ship.
And then they destroy it.
That was great, I thought, and it kind of like killing Spock at the end of 2, they killed the Enterprise at the end of 3, and also gutsy by killing his kid, which was another thing that I thought was ballsy and a good move, and something that tugged at the string is very much like the end of 2.
Yeah, my only problem with it was that it didn't really have the emotional resonance, but then that comes into play in the 6th one, so you see that it did affect him throughout.
That's true, they used it wisely in the 6th one.
Exactly.
I don't think you have to really know too much about their friendship as you do with Spock, because it's just his son. You just take it, and I think the fact that it makes it even more bittersweet, the fact that he was not in his life even, and he just met him, and that makes it even more like, oh God, I wanted to continue that, maybe, and now I can't. So that was, there's things, that was good. There's things I don't like about it, like, just I think it's kind of, the worst part about the whole thing is like when Sarek and whatever, David, are just looking for him. I don't like that shit, like, bleep, 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 that way, and I hated it when I was a kid, and I still don't like it.
The Genesis stuff is the worst in the movie.
Yeah, and the stuff of just the young Spock, he's Ponfar and all that shit. I don't care about that shit. Like the stuff I like is Kirk, McCoy stealing the Enterprise, and like you mentioned before, Sulu, and don't call me tiny when he
exactly.
And he just do, and again, James Horner's score is such a huge driving force behind the theft of the Enterprise, and it's just like, whoa. And there's an LP that I rented from the library back in 1990 that the soundtrack for the movie, and it opens up, it's like a folded, it's one that folds up, and it opens up, and it's got that shot of the Enterprise here and the bird of prey, over here, and it's just like, looks so great. And I'd go with 3 stars as well. It's good in a 3-star way, but not anything more.
It definitely has its problems, and its problems are really big hindrances.
Like the character of Christopher Lloyd, generic bad guy, was just kind of, that was one of the big pitfalls for me.
They tried to make a con, and they couldn't.
Yeah, I don't think it worked.
They could have. They should have picked another random villain from Kirk's past. Or
That would
something.
have been cool, but at the same time, we would be complaining about how they just did the con again, but whatever.
I mean, there was the Klingon from Trouble with Tribbles. They could have done him.
They could have had the Tribbles be the bad guy.
There was a Tribble in the movie too.
Oh, there was.
Yeah, at the bar, the rip-off
okay.
of the Tatooine scene.
Yeah, it is a rip-off of Tatooine.
Yeah.
I didn't like that guy when I was a kid either, the one who was like, much money now, whatever he said.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
More money then, now, I don't know.
Yeah.
He just seemed like a never mind, I won't say it. But what do you think? Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Star
3
Trek
stars.
3 actually gets 3 stars for being
Yeah,
the third movie.
It
So
gets the 3.
there you go. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time in space. May the Force be with you.